Hi Aquarius, I was shuffling and then just a little stack of cards fell out on its own. So this is how we're going to start. It's not how I started everybody else's, but you know, Aquarius, you're ruled by Uranus. You are not like everybody else. So what do we need to know for Aquarius for October 2023? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or those watching for Aquarius. Cross watchers. I think I said to you last month, Aquarius, that when I used to do private readings, that you were the most asked about star sign that I had. So in other words, if someone was going to, I was going to say write in, if someone emailed and said, oh, I'm going out with a whatever it is, it was always an Aquarius, and I just don't understand them. And I'd be like, I get it. Okay, Aquarius, woof, God, that's a lot. That is a lot. Let's just start with the major arcanas, okay? This is for October. It's love, life, career, destiny, anything you like, channeled messages. We are starting with the Sun. And what a crackingly good start that is. The Sun is luck, and it's rejoicing, and it's feeling good. It's a return to health. It's thriving. It's vitality. Dealing with fire signs or dealing with fire in general. That energy has come up a lot for a lot of the star signs where you're not a fire sign, but fire is going on somehow. I do actually get quite a strong link to fire signs though as well. So you might be dealing with a fire sign at work, or you may meet a fire sign as a friend, as somebody who's significant, or of course in the romantic sense. But either way, that Sun card is your card, and it's prosperity and luck and wealth, and we're not going to kick it out of bed for eating crisps. Why would we do that? Okay, the Sun card is the first major arcana. And the Star card is the second major arcana. I love it when a star sign gets their own card in a reading. So when you get the Star, this is being motivated to reach for what you really want, for what your dreams are, to follow your dream, to even become your dream. So this is about living the life you want. Sometimes it's about not faking it till you make it, but definitely feeling like you're already in the good energy that you want to attract. So it's manifesting, it's seeing things, it's believing in yourself, believing in your dreams, and believing that you can reach beyond mundane reality and touch something that is more significant, more mysterious, and more emotionally gratifying than what it is that you've got at the moment. Okay, I love that card. It's also quite a lucky card like the Sun. So if you've got the Sun and you've got the Star, this is quite the month for you, Aquarius. We've also got a new moon solar eclipse on the 14th and a full moon lunar eclipse on the 28th of October. So it's an action-packed month for everybody anyway. You also have the Strength card. Represents Leo, which is your opposite sign, but also of course again fire is coming up with this Strength card, and a return to health, feeling more robust. If you have some kind of exercise thing you want to get going, you know, I mean, each person's exercise thing is very different from the next person's exercise thing. I like to walk around. That's the way that I exercise. I don't use the car very much. I walk everywhere I go, and I think, well, this is good for me because I'm not really a person you're going to find doing resistance bands in the gym. Other people are triathletes, you know, so if you're anywhere between me and a triathlete, this is your physical routine improving. If you're looking to join a club, which most Aquarians do enjoy, doing sports, doing an activity, October's a really good month for you to do that. Okay, but also, again, fire signs in the mix with this Strength card. fire signs are going to be significant for you, whether it's romantic or not. And they're going to be lucky for you as well. They may come in and out of the month. And I really like that. By the way, Aquarius, if this turns out to be your story, there will be an extended reading, as there is every month. Just got caught in my microphone then. And that will be the first link in the description box. We look further into your love life there. We also channel messages and get freaky and get loads of freaky decks out. So see how you go. See how this resonates. Okay, so the Sun, Strength and the Star. Not too shabby at all. There's a couple of other really nice cards, and then one card that's a bit like, whoo. So let's look at the other two. The Sun is marching, such as it is, straight into the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands, all eights are dynamic, you know, it's something happening. It's momentum, it's things, and the Rider-Waite is like 8 wands dashing across the card because things are happening, things are stirred up, things are getting the motion to go. 8 of Wands is communication. It can be a text, it can be a phone call, it can be someone reaching out in any of the myriad of technical ways, technical things. You can tell that I am not one of these people. There's lots of ways to send a message these days, is what I'm trying to say. And the 8 of Wands generally means that someone's thinking of you, they've got something to say, they want to talk to you about something. So if you're in a career slump, if you've been sending out CVs or you've just been sending out good vibes because you've got that star card, this could be somebody getting back in touch. Aquarians are usually very good at things like LinkedIn, you know, things like Facebook, things where you have a vast number of people and you're linking with those people. That's your thing. So you may have been throwing rope out there, you know, come on, does anyone want to catch it? And someone's coming back to you. If you are waiting for communication from a lover, I'll do a couple of love cards down here in a minute and we'll look at that. But it generally means with the 8 of Wands, something's coming in, a conversation happens. And I was going to say an ex-mail, is that a whole new thing that I've thought of? Email happens, a text happens, something happens. And looking at the other cards that are surrounding it with the Sun and Strength and the Star, it really looks like it could be quite positive for you, which I really like. So why, Aquarius, in the middle of all this, do I have the Knight of Swords? Not the Knight of Swords, the 9 of Swords, Aquarius. Why do we have the 9 of Swords? Now, you are an air sign, obviously. Air signs can be quite cerebral. You think a lot because you know what's happening in the future a lot. You can kind of feel it coming. You can read the runes. You just know. There's too much. Sometimes too much knowledge is not a good thing, is it? And it all goes around in your head. And you can very often find that it keeps you awake at night. And that's what the 9 of Swords is. It's usually somebody, very often they're pictured in a big bed with a patchwork quilt. Here we go. We could do it. I could reenact the 9 of Swords, couldn't I? I don't know where I get all the swords from, but it's another story. And the swords are always hanging over the person's head. They're always up in the air, which is showing that the worries are all up in your head. It doesn't mean they're not true, but it means that you are trying to rationalize, you're trying to strategize, you're trying to find a way. It's like, I must find a way around this. I must work this out. It can be jealousy, paranoia. What are they doing? What are they up to? A little white butterfly just flew up then. What are they up to? Who are they with? Do they still think about me? Will I get that job? Will I be good enough? Am I good enough? It's like those, this and then that and then this and then that. Now, my friend told me that anything you think at 4 o'clock in the morning, you can basically categorize as BS and just move on. And if it really is meant to kind of be, it will come back to you in the daylight hours when you're more rational and, you know, your cortisol levels have calmed down a little bit. So that's really helped me over the years. And it's not a particularly deep psychological perspective, but frankly, I think she was right. Nearly 99% of thoughts I have at 4 in the morning are BS. And they don't turn out to be kind of half as bad. It's a bit like shadows on the wall or the monster under the bed. And, you know, the sun comes up the next day and suddenly everything seems to be better than it was. You have got something on your mind, okay? I can tell that. There's something that's important to you, that you want to get, that you want to achieve. And as humans, we do sometimes go in the what ifs. You know, what if I don't get it? What if I don't achieve it? What if I'm not good enough? What if they never call? What if that job never comes up? All of those things. So your job here with the Strength card and the Sun card and a couple of other really good cards, which I'll get to in a minute, is not to let this run you, not to lose the run of yourself. You're in charge of you, Aquarius. You're not, as none of us are, in charge of the world around you, in charge of the people you're in relationship with, but you are in charge of you. So you being up at 4 o'clock in the morning with all these thoughts racing around your head, driving yourself insane, you're in charge of that. You get to choose about that. Then we get the Queen of Pentacles. When we get the Queen of Pentacles on the daily tarot that I do, and do subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to get the daily tarot every day, we call her the Queen of Velvet Waiting. Because the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who makes a real grand show out of being somewhere that isn't going anywhere else. She's here, she's spinning here. She's like, I've set myself up in a golden field. I've got a lovely throne. Her clothes are always really sumptuous and comfortable and beautiful. And then she's got all this gold everywhere and she's spinning, because spinning is a very patient activity. In the end of it, you usually get something quite spectacular and beautiful. But for a while, it's just a thin piece of wool going round a wheel, and it's just in your head, the garment, the finished item, and where you want to be with that. It's just in your head. It's just a picture in your head. But this is a great metaphor for you, Aquarius. By the time she's finished, it's out there. And she was patient. You can't weave in a nanosecond. You can't weave quickly. And also, it's the process. For some reason, Aquarius, you're in some kind of decision-making process where you have to, I think because things come in the month, communications come in, they give you something to think about. You're like, God, how am I going to respond to this? Do I want this job? Do I want this person? Do I want this particular bit of life? And having that kind of choice, I think there's going to be some aspect of that choice that's not quite a choice. And I think you know what I mean. But I think it's also very important to point out, I love this card, that you have the Six of Wands. Or better known on the daily as winner winner, chicken dinner, or vegan alternative. Yeehaw. Six of Wands is a victory card. I would say, right, there's only 2 cards in the tarot that I barely read any other way. So most of the cards are open to interpretation. Apart from, for me, 2 cards are quite, that's it. One is the Eight of Cups. It'd be funny if you get that now. The Eight of Cups is that you have to distance yourself from something. And one is the Six of Wands, and it's success. You win. Hurrah. You know, victory parade. That's it. Very straightforward. So you do get what you want here. So I hope that that takes the sting and the doubt out of it for you, Aquarius. So you're not still in this energy. Because honestly, you don't really need to be. So I'll see if the other camera works and we can look at the cards. Look at that. That's not bad for me. I know they're a bit wonky, but that isn't bad for me. Okay, let's look at your love life then, as promised. Collective groan around the country. Here we go. No. I don't like this card. Why don't I like this card? Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, yeah, all right. So I'm talking to myself and the tarot cards. We've got the Knight of Wands coming in. For some of you, this is a fire sign person or someone who has a very fiery nature. And fire is also passion. So there could be a lot of chemistry and a lot of human heat around this relationship. Okay, I can kind of feel that. And then next to it, we've got the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is choices, but it's choices that are sometimes real and sometimes inflated. They're always up in the air. That's why the Seven of Cups is always in the air. There's usually like a sort of cloud around it or some kind of veil or illusion, you know. Some of you are dealing with somebody where the chemistry is really good. You could possibly meet this person this month, or you already have, but the meeting would have been a bit haphazard, a bit quick, a bit hot and heavy, a bit accelerated. Knight of Wands is very exciting and very attractive as a character. And the thing with the Knight of Wands is that he comes in and he charges in, really. You know, all the gear and every idea, and he's got his horse, and I don't know if that's a wolf cut. It's a good haircut though. He's looking good and he knows it. And sometimes he disappears just as quick. This, for some of you, this is your love life. This is a situation you're in where you don't know whether it's a runner or not. And there's a double meaning to that. A runner is like, you don't know whether it's going to go somewhere and be something, or you don't know whether they're going to run off again or run off. There is a little uncertainty around this. And because we have the Seven of Cups, the way that you think about this may be a bit over romanticized. So just be careful about that. Luckily, we've got this Eight of Wands. It feels like you get more information, because that's what the Eight of Wands is. It's a conversation, it's more information, it's momentum, it's a message. You get more information. For some of you, it could even still be about career as well, where you really fancy doing something, but you don't know the contract, the ins and outs, and the consequences of it. The reason that I think you have all these cards, like the Strength card, the Star card, the Sun card, and the Queen of Pentacles card, actually, is because it's showing you that it's like a slow victory. It's not a quick victory. And it shouldn't be approached at speed. You get what you want. You've got the Six of Wands. But don't settle too quickly. Okay? There's probably more if you can dream big and really, really put out to the universe what your heart's desire is. Not just what you think you can get or what you feel safe in the boundaries of, but what you actually really genuinely want. Two more cards for your love life here. Okay. Six of Cups and the World. Very nice. Six of Cups is the childhood sweetheart card. It's the card of longing. And it's right there with that Nine of Swords. And for some of you, you are longing for somebody. You're longing for that connection again. But you're just not quite sure if it's right. You're just not quite sure yet. And that's okay, because you don't have to run at it like a bull at a gate. You seem to have time on your side, and also strength in the Queen of Pentacles and the Star. These are not women in a hurry. These are women very much settled where they are. I'm okay, actually, just as I am. And if you come along, it'll be wonderful. And if you don't, I'll still be here and I'll still be okay. That's the message that I want you to have for your love life, Aquarius. And then we have this gorgeous World card. I love these trees that are all different colours in the background. The World is the end of the major arcana and also the beginning of the next, which is the Fool. You're coming to the end of a painful cycle, I think, here. Of an indecisive cycle, of a up and down, tricky cycle where you didn't quite know where you were with things. That seems to be on its way out. But it looks like there's just one last hurrah where you have to make a decision. And it looks like you will, I think. Oh, yes. Now we're talking. Let me just get rid of myself and then you can see the cards. Three of Swords sneaks in at the end. Okay. So we then get the Wheel of Fortune, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous major arcana card to get. Wheel of Fortune says literally your fortunes are going to change. And I like that. I like that very much for you. And if you are in a difficult spot, if you're in this Nine of Swords, literally you can just say to yourself, I know my fortunes are going to change. And you don't have to be specific about how. But it just changes the energy. It elevates your vibration, which is what you need at the moment, Aquarius. And what comes after that? But the gorgeous, the divine Ten of Cups. Happiness. Happiness is yours. And you deserve it. You kind of fought for it. Even if it didn't feel like you were fighting for it. Nice. Mars in Pisces. It's like when you've got like a smart TV and you put the brightness up and the colour and everything's like megawatt bright. That is the Ten of Pentacles. And then just in case you thought you got off too lightly, the Three of Swords at the end. The universe says whatever that ugly business is, whatever that difficult, toxic maybe thing is, the thing that kept you up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, that needs to be processed. You need to get that out and process it whichever way you can, okay? But actually this is a really nice reading for you. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at the Nine of Swords. I'm going to look at what you're worried about your relationship, about your person. We're going to look at how they feel about you. What's your next best move with that person? What is the shadow side and what do you need to know? Okay. Outcome cards. Oh my God. That one felt like it really needed to be chosen as well. outcome cards, we get the Ace of Swords, which is radical knowing, absolutely knowing, epiphany, and the Two of Cups, which I call you put the phone down first, but it's the love card, Venus in Cancer, partnership, equal exchange of cups, chicka-chicka, zippity-doo-dah, let's snog, okay? There you go. Oh my God. Right. Woohoo! Aquarius, I'm going to go straight away and do the extended. It's the first link in the description box. If you want to join me, I'll be getting another coffee. I might change my top. I'm not sure yet. We will see. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.